Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we're making these delicious blueberry lemon sourdough rolls. They are so gooey and moist with just the perfect sweet tangy twist. Let's get right into it. Into my mixing bowl, I'm going to add 150 grams of sourdough starter, 240 grams of warm milk, 1 egg and egg yolk, 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract, and 50 grams of sugar. Then we're just going to whisk it all together, make sure it's really well incorporated before we add our dry ingredients. Once that's really well mixed, we're going to add 450 grams of flour. I like to use bread flour just to make them fluffier, but all-purpose flour works great too. Then we're going to go in with 4 tablespoons of softened butter and 1 teaspoon of salt. Then get your dough hook on and mix it up. I don't start the timer for kneading it until everything's fully mixed, but we're going to knead for 10 to 15 minutes. You can choose to do that by hand, that works great, or you can use it with the mixer. I like to use the mixer because this dough starts out really wet and sticky, and I find it rather difficult to knead it by hand, so I would highly recommend using the mixer. Then I'm transferring my dough into a bowl. You could grease this, but I'm not going to. Then you're going to cover it with plastic wrap. For the first 2 hours, you are going to do stretch and folds every 30 minutes. That's optional, but I do think that it adds some extra structure to the dough. Make sure that you have wet hands, because as you can see, this dough is really sticky and wet, and I'll be honest, every time I make these I get really nervous that I messed something up, but I promise it will come together. So we're going to do that 4 times every 30 minutes for the first 2 hours. Here is my last round of stretch and folds. As you can see, this dough came together so nicely. It's really easy to do the coil folds, and it's going to rise up so light and bubbly and buttery. It's really just the best dough I've ever come across, and that's why I'm sharing it with you, because I love them. Everyone that has tried them has loved them, and I think you will love them too. So while the dough is bulk fermenting, I'm going to go in and make the blueberry compote. It's 2 cups of frozen blueberries, half a cup of sugar, the zest of 1 lemon, and a 1/3 cup of water. And we're going to have that over medium-high heat until it starts to boil. Once the blueberries have thawed enough to squish them, I'm going to squish them while it's boiling. And we're going to boil it for probably 15 minutes. We want that syrup to get thick and the blueberries to be mushed. And once you're done with the boiling, you're going to add a tablespoon of lemon juice. And after I've let that come down to room temperature, I put it in a bowl and put it in the refrigerator to cool, so that I'm not putting hot compote on my cinnamon roll dough. I did bulk ferment my dough in the fridge overnight. I'll write down in the description 2 different schedules if you want to do the bulk ferment in the fridge overnight, or if you want to do that during the day, fill and shape your rolls, and then do the final proofing in the fridge overnight. Either way works really well, but it's just up to you and what schedule you prefer. So I'll write down 2 different sample schedules that you could follow or tweak to fit your own schedule in the description. So we're gonna roll out the dough to, I would say, about a 1/4 inch thick. I rolled them too thin here, and it still worked out fine, but you don't want them paper thin. Once your dough's all rolled out, you're gonna grab your favorite lemon curd. This one is so good. I highly recommend it. And we're just going to do lots of globs and do a coat all the way across the dough. Make sure you get all of the filling all the way to the edges so that every bite is perfectly filled with all of your ingredients and is delicious. Now we're going to go in with that homemade blueberry compote that we had chilling in the refrigerator. It came out so good. I'm just going to do globs of that all over and swirl that into the lemon curd. And look how beautiful that is. At this point, my mouth was watering. I was so excited to roll these rolls up and get them proofing. I have dreamed about this recipe for a really long time, so I'm glad I was finally able to get to work on it. I like to pre-cut my rolls just to make it rolling easier and cutting easier. So I'm just going here and I'm making probably 1¼ inch sections and slicing them up. And then I did forget I was going to add some extra blueberries, so I'm just sprinkling blueberries in and I will get to rolling. Something I noticed as I was rolling these up is the lemon curd makes these really slippery, and it's totally fine. It turns out great, but when you're rolling them up, it's gonna get a little messy. So I suggest working quickly so that everything kind of stays cool and nothing is really getting to too warm of a temperature. Otherwise, it's gonna make it really hard to handle everything. We're gonna let these proof for an hour to an hour and a half, just until your dough doesn't spring back quickly. And then we're gonna bake at 350 degrees for 30 to 35 minutes. This is how they should look when they come out of the oven, just slightly golden. The dough's cooked all the way through, and it should smell amazing in your house. And while those are cooling, we're gonna make our frosting. This is a cream cheese frosting with the blueberry compote added in. So we're gonna do 2 tablespoons of softened butter and 4 ounces of softened cream cheese. I like to whip those together just so that they're nice and smooth and incorporated before I add the other ingredients. Then I will just let you in on a little mistake I made here. I just added plain blueberries. I thought that that was gonna give me what I wanted when I was putting this together. It did not. So I am letting you know now that that's not what you should do, and you should follow the recipe that's in the description and on the screen. So I eliminated the milk from my original cream cheese recipe, and I did the compote instead, and it came together really nicely. So yeah, use the recipe that's on the screen and in the description. Don't try to put blueberries in unless you want extra blueberries, but you should definitely use the compote instead of just blueberries. So once I got that frosting situation settled, I was able to frost all the rolls, and this is what they look like. They came out so beautiful, so delicious. I highly recommend this recipe. It's the perfect spring/summer recipe. It's sweet, tangy, but it's got that familiar cinnamon roll feel. I highly recommend. Why don't you try this out and let me know what you think. If you have a recipe that you really want to see me make, leave a suggestion in the comments and I will try to get that going. And be sure to check out my channel for some more recipe ideas. Thanks for watching.